Yes.
Just mute
Yes.
yourself.
Yes, you absolutely can stay here. Hopefully it works this time. Remember, we lost connection for the last meeting.
Okay. Where is there the radio or the TV?
Someone needs to turn off whatever. Somebody's got music and stuff on in the background.
How do you like these earbuds?
We like them, Dan.
Okay, you wanna do the pledge?
Everything
Been
is
quarantined too long.
Okay. All right, you have a flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You all have satellite delay, but perfect. Okay. So we don't have a very large agenda tonight, but I should hesitate to say that. Since Dan's not running the meeting, it may be longer than usual. We need a motion to sign the warrants.
So moved.
Second.
Wait a second, let Renee get her, getting settled here. So, Renee, who made the motion?
Rachel
made the motion for the
and
warrant.
second.
And I suppose for sake of each meeting, you should make a motion to allow me to sign the warrants after you've approved of them. Rachel, you want to make a motion?
I make a motion that we sign the warrants. Is that what you wanted?
No, that I have to, you're not
No,
here to
Carol
physically,
signs
you
it.
can't physically sign them, you're not here.
Oh, yes, I would make the motion that Carol sign the warrants in lieu of the fact that we're all quarantining.
Very good.
Since she's the only one there, I'll second that.
All in favor? Those
Aye.
Aye.
Those
Aye.
opposed?
Okay.
All right, well, obviously I said aye.
Is it okay for, if a selectman stops by, to have them sign it?
If you
it's
would
all-
like to
absolutely.
sign the warrants, that would be fine.
I'll be there tomorrow morning.
Will you have coffee in Danish?
But you don't need that for them to submit your checks, though. You're not asking for that. They can sign it, but it's not required to send out the checks, right?
Right. Right, they give me permission to sign it, it's just for, these are permanent records, so.
So, the minutes of the meeting, and let's hope we'll never have another pandemic in our lifetime.
From everything I hear, we're going to.
Make a motion to sign the minutes from April 15th.
To approve of the minutes, right, Dan?
Approve them.
We have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? All right, so we have no old business. So the first, open bike lane bids, bike lane path bids. We have two. And Dan is not here to help me open them up. You're so good at that too.
I love my Johnny Carson moments there.
Given a weapon of destruction.
I did bring a letter opener, forgot.
Using Renee's and I, you know.
Yeah,
supposed
about
to-
80%
I'm
of
not
the
allowed to
audience
have a knife,
just said
you know.
Johnny.
12 said so, no knives, no wood guns or knives for me. Only chopping blocks. Okay, the first bid is from, well, let's see if we can figure out who it's from. From Hanscom. Okay, here's a letter. So they have everything itemized, mobilization, erosion control, testing, site preparation, traffic control. The bottom line is $608,360.
And can you, for the listening audience, that's what, from the town line
Anthem.
to,
Anthem.
No, it's from,
This is the bike
7/10
path
of
that's
a mile.
going from Red Point Park,
yeah,
Red Point Park to, just past that bridge. It's not going all the way to
Just-
Dixie Road.
That sharp corner just before Randy Hall's garage.
That's where it's going to.
Yep.
And then there seems to be a little bit of a shoulder that's already been in place.
Yep.
On both sides, I believe it has to be on both sides.
yes.
There I go, like that. At least I'm next to an EMT if I cut myself. This is another bid.
By the way, would they like to add any pulverized glass in that sidewalk that they're gonna put in?
I thought Jason was taking all the pulverized glass.
There's always more pulverized glass, always.
Okay, this is from. I'm looking for the company. Sergeants, I believe. Their bid is $619,955.
And what was the first one? 600 and,
608,360,000. Difference of about approximately $10,000.
yeah.
I make a motion that we table the decision, subject to consultation with the engineer.
I second it,
And that would be consistent.
We don't have the expertise to see whether
yes.
there's any difference in that. They're so close, I think both should be reviewed.
And engineers would know that, wouldn't they?
Well, they would know, yes.
Yeah.
Do I have a second?
Second,
All in favor?
aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Can you unmute Chip, CES? Hi Chip, did you hear that? Can you
Yes,
hear?
I did, thank you all.
So, we'll have these up here for your review, and then we can make a decision at the next meeting? Does that work for
Yeah, that'd be
you?
great. Would you be able to scan and send me Hanscom's bid?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
We can do
I have
that.
Sergeants, because they sent that digitally, obviously, but,
You already saw that.
yeah, I do have that one. I can take a look
Yes.
at it now, but,
Okay.
so yeah, I'll review
We'll
those
scan
closely and make
Hanscom's
sure.
for you, and then you can, give us some detailed reasoning by which you, and then also discuss it with, Copscook Shores.
Absolutely.
And get back to us. All right?
All right, thank you, all take care.
Okay, thank you.
So
Thank
we
you for
should
sitting in.
table number 2 then, huh?
Yes, we do. That was gonna be tabled anyway. I wasn't signing it till they give us some time to change. Third, liquor license renewal for the
Do
Ward One.
we need to vote to do that or no?
Vote to table? Yeah, well, since it was on the agenda, we need to vote to table the municipal partnership agreement for 189 Bike Lane. That isn't gonna be signed.
Say that again, Carol.
There's a municipal partnership agreement for Route 189 Bike Lane, the
Do you need a
original-
motion to table that?
Yes.
So moved.
Second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That's subject to, the acceptance of either or bid.
Yeah.
We also have to have a new agreement with Copscook Shores on how it's going to be, sent to them once it's constructed. And so it's a little bit of legality we have to work on first. But it is good news for the municipal partnership because instead of paying 50% of the project now, they're gonna be paying 60%. Instead of paying 50% of 400,000, they're gonna pay up to 60% of 580,000.
Yeah.
So,
Good.
provided it's done right and all's well and it's all signed off on by the engineer. All right, you must have been emailed the liquor license for, this is something you do have to sign. Now, the warrants can be signed by me with a motion from you to allow me to do this, but this has to be signed in blue ink and I need at least 3 selectmen to sign it for the warrant. Do I have a motion to accept the liquor license?
So moved that you sign the liquor license.
Second?
Oh, I hit my, print button maybe too many times. I now have about 33 copies of this darn thing.
Oh, no, that was like 11 pages.
I know, I think I have
17.
33.
Take it out of Ricky's budget, he's got some left over.
I'll bring it in tomorrow.
All in favor? Aye. Those opposed?
Who seconded?
I don't know now.
Sonia?
Who seconded the
Sonia.
liquor license?
Yeah,
Keisha probably.
Sorry, Sonia did? Okay. Okay. Those opposed? All right, so I'm gonna sign it now, and so when you come up tomorrow, please don't forget to sign the liquor license.
Okay.
We've got 4 cameras going.
Well, hopefully we're gonna entertaining.
We're gonna break into a barbershop quartet pretty soon.
Now, I have a couple of things for other business. One is, I would like to know how you would all feel about extending, I know if you were in the budget meeting, we talked about how the employees could roll over up to 120 hours of their pet time for the next year. Some of them have accrued at excess of 120 hours, which, under the circumstances, like let's say a family that wants to go away with their children can't do it now. So I would like to see that requirement extended to September 30th if it's amenable to you.
Sure, yeah, I think it's fine.
So.
tell me again, Carol, what it was you were talking
I
about.
would like to make a motion that we
Yeah.
extend the requirements to spend all of their extra pet time. Instead of having to use it by July 30th, they can use it by September 30th this one year due to the extenuating circumstances.
Yeah,
At such time that they haven't used it, then they lose it.
and things should have gone back to somewhat like normal.
Let's hope.
Or the new
So
normal.
you're not changing the amount, it's still 120, right?
Yes, once September 20th comes, they can only roll over 120, but like some of them have 170, some of them have 135.
So you're not changing the amount, you're just changing extended 2 months onto it.
Yes, 3, actually.
Okay. I'll second it.
Right, through July 1st, yes, through it. So you seconded it, Sonia? All in
Yeah.
favor?
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Are those opposed? And the last thing that I have for other business, what I'd like to, I will try to send this out to you, but I thought I would just read this very interesting stage 1 of Governor Mills, so that maybe we can comprehend the first stage, because it's a little confusing. Beginning May 1st, stage 1 continues the prohibition on gatherings of more than 10 people. The quarantine of all people entering or returning to Maine for a period of 14 days, and the special precautions for older Mainers and others at risk of COVID-19. It calls for people who are able to work from home to continue to do so, including state employees. It will also newly require that Maine people wear cloth-based coverings in public settings where physical distancing measures are difficult to maintain. And this is Friday, by the way. And continue strict requirements for long-term care facilities. Guidance on cloth-based coverings will be issued in the coming days. Stage 1 also allows for the limited expansion of certain businesses, religious and quality of life activities when appropriately safely precautions. These include health care from Maine licensed providers, the recommendations that they prioritize care for patients with time-sensitive conditions, assure the safety of patients, staff, and communities, and manage the use of essential resources such as personal protective equipment and testing supplies, and pace reopening services to the level of community COVID-19 activity, maintaining capacity in our hospitals for potential outbreaks. 2, personal services, barbershops, hair salons, and pet grooming. Got to get your pet's hair cut, right? 3, limited drive-in, stay in your vehicle religious services. 4, drive-in movie theaters. Who would like to start one of those? That would be great, right? 5, outdoor.
That is stage number 1, right? That is the first, May 1st.
This starts May 1st. Stage 1
Yeah.
is for the month of May, as she has it recorded here.
Yeah.
Outdoor recreation, guided outdoor activities, hunting and fishing, and restricted use of golf and disc golf courses. State parks, state-owned public land trails, and historic sites, although certain coastal state parks will remain closed. And lastly, auto dealerships and car washes. So that's it for stage 1. Mostly what, just for my own personal observation of these stages, the thing that jumps out at me is on all stages, including through July and August, she includes the 14-day quarantine of people entering Maine, which I think is going to seriously affect Lubec and all of Maine in the tourist industry. So we just have to keep that in mind.
That's all the motels, the inns, the
Everything,
B&Bs.
yeah.
It's
But I
just
mean,
shy.
I believe that she's gonna go through each thing, and if she can speed things up or change, she will, but this is just projected. So I believe what she put down for, that our governor's put down for May
Yes.
is what I figured we'd go through the things month by month.
Does everybody know that Summer Keys is
closed.
closing
Till
for
July 10th,
Yes, okay, as long as you know that.
yes.
Okay. I have a proposal. Are you finished with that, Carol? That?
Yes, and then I was just handed one more thing to say, but go ahead, since you're on the subject.
Well, let's
Okay.
go to the winning lottery ticket numbers she just handed.
Yes, that'd be good.
This just in.
Well, this goes with a kind of long thing that today Gretchen Mead and I went downtown because I realized that the library is closed and people may want to read a book. So we put up the free library by Lubec Landmarks, with a little platform and the bench there. So people can now go pick up a book, drop off a book, do whatever. I even threw in a box of handy wipes. So as I was standing there, I know I talked to McGinley and Gale and talked to Jim Heyer, who is going to, and we were talking about the restaurants this summer going forward. And I don't know when or if they're going to open. But it dawned on me that the majority of our restaurants are downtown. There's, starting with you, Dana, the ice cream place, and the brewery, and then Cohills, and Water Street. And I know other cities, namely New York City, are opening whole streets to people so they can socialize all the time, social distancing. And it dawned on me, could we this summer, when the restaurants are open, close off Water Street around 5 o'clock in the evening? And let restaurants open up with reservations, put the tables out onto the street or more open so that people could eat out there and it would be a community experience. They wouldn't have to do it every night. They might want to do it just the weekend. They might want to do it a few nights a week. It was just a thought. The reason I'm coming to you is that we would have to have an agreement to close the street. Then I'd like to go to the merchants and see what they say.
Well, it's definitely an interesting idea, and I believe restaurants can open with, they have to have social distancing in place with masks and 6 feet apart and all that in stage 2 in June. And so I guess it just depends on each capability, but ice cream's takeout, right, Dan? So it's not affected, you're not affected by this. I think it's a brilliant idea, Rachel, to have some kind of outside gathering maybe once a week, one night a week, that people can buy food from the different restaurants, but like you said, you'd have to go to the merchants and see how they agree on
Okay.
that. What do you think of that, Sonia?
I'm thinking, we gotta do something, my goodness.
Dan,
It would
you
be
like the
nice.
idea?
I know people are getting a little stir crazy, and I understand that.
Yeah,
Dan?
I think it's something to think about. It's very difficult, I mean, under these guidelines, even with restaurants on June 1st, as a tourist town, you know, if people are coming from out of state, you know,
Yeah.
they're not gonna wait 14 days, then go to dinner.
No, well, they can't,
So
they
it's,
can't, that's
they can't.
unfortunate, no.
well, yeah, that's another
And-
question too. Are we doing it for the locals or are we doing it for the tourists?
I
That
was,
makes a big decision.
Well, she's
I
including
was thinking
Maynard's,
more
I
for the
believe.
locals.
She's
Yeah,
can open,
Yeah, because, I mean, Summer Keys is not gonna be open until the end of July. Lubec Landmarks has put a hold on all of their summer art projects until August.
lodging, lodging and campgrounds for Maine residents and those who have met 14-day quarantine requirements only for the whole month of June. So, you're looking at Maine. I mean,
Yeah.
we still get lots of people from
We
Maine
do.
that come and visit, so. I guess we'll have to take it a month at a time.
Yeah, and we can ponder this, I mean, I can go to the merchants and see what they say, and then we can discuss it next select board meeting.
It's a great idea. So
Yeah,
Dan, does someone else have anything to say? I heard somebody speaking.
Sonia.
Sonia?
Agree.
Oh, you agree. So, as speaking of your lottery system, Dan, I'm supposed to announce the nomination papers for the annual town meeting and, you know, for selectmen and board of directors of the school board and all. The nomination papers will be ready on Monday.
What
Two
positions are available, Carol?
Two positions for 3 years on the select board. That would be my position and Dan's position is up for re-election or anyone else who would like to fill out papers. There are two positions for the school board, a position for 3 years and a position for 2 years. There is a 3-year position for the Lubec Water District trustee, and there's one position for a 3-year budget committee member.
If you could just say when they're due back.
They are all due back on June 15th. We are having, the special town meeting is changed now.
We have
to-
the annual town meeting.
That's it, the annual town meeting is
You
on
guys-
August 11th.
You guys should probably set that date.
We have
Okay,
to,
since I can't get within 6 feet of anyone to sign the paperwork, can I just forge everybody's name and hand it in?
Sure.
Some suggestions that had come in on my email were that you could leave your, say, your nomination papers on your doorstep and have somebody come to your house and sign it or something like that. You're gonna have to get creative.
No one's coming way out of town here.
Yeah, sure.
What about the town office?
No, you have to be the circulator.
oh, you just stand in front of the IGA with a little clipboard and smile
Wear your mask.
and wear your mask and see if they
Have
can
your-
recognize
How do they
you.
know I'm smiling?
That's it. In my case, that's perfect. I have to practice smiling. We need a motion to set the annual town meeting for August 11th. It was pushed up a little
I
bit.
move,
Go
yeah,
ahead.
I moved that we set up the annual town meeting for August the 11th.
Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Oh, wait, sorry. August 11th.
aye,
At,
August 11th is the town election.
oh,
Don't we
August
usually have
12th
the
is
same
the
day?
town
It's
meeting.
on the same
the
day.
election August 11th and the meeting is
which one? They're
August
same
12th.
day.
Is that okay?
No, they're not the
Election.
same day. The 11th is the election and the
Tuesday.
12th would be the town meeting.
And then we always have that as the select board meeting too.
So you can
but
put that
it's on
on
a
the same, you
Wednesday.
can put that in the same motion.
So,
Okay.
who's to make a motion that we have the annual town meeting election on August 11th with the town meeting to follow on August 12th at what time? 6 or 5?
I'll make a
6.
motion that we have the annual election on the 11th and the town meeting on the 12th of August.
At
I
6.
second.
What if we can't get into the school?
We should be able to get into the school.
Okay.
Because we'll have to
Sonia?
social distance and we'll be able to do that at the school.
So Sonia motioned and Rachel seconded. Got it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye,
Those opposed? Okay, so we'll just go ahead and have the select board meeting beforehand at 5:30 before the annual town meeting.
I don't think
Okay.
it's on the same week. now.
It's not on the same
No,
week now?
You're gonna have, no, it's in between.
Never mind.
Can we get a quick update on our sidewalk?
Yes, you can. Did I say? Oh, that was last thing. I got a call from the resident engineer yesterday, and he said that they are ahead of schedule, and in doing that, the paving plant is not open. So he let me know that they're gonna have to be pulling out of town probably next week. That's why you won't see any activity down there. They're waiting for the paving plant that opens in May sometime. So it could be a couple weeks lag, but they're straight ahead. Things are going relatively smoothly. I had a meeting with the resident and the chief engineer last week, and things are they're hoping it will be under budget. At this point, it will be under budget, but they didn't want to go out and jinx anything. So, very pleased.
Good.
Good.
And a public comment?
If you want
Yes,
I have,
Oh, we
go ahead,
have
Jeff.
Oh, we need.
No, I just wanted to announce it.
Well, who would like to, make a motion to adjourn? Dan?
Oh, wait, no, John and I both have something to say.
Oh, go ahead.
Public session isn't over yet, Carol, it hasn't even
I
started.
just said, was there any public comment? I didn't hear anything.
Oh,
Did you hear anything?
I have two questions.
Sure.
First question is, how much of the town's business is on hold right now, waiting for the possibility to hold a public meeting?
Everything but the town, really. The planning board meetings are on hold, all the subcommittee meetings are on hold. Anything, the Shellfish meeting, as you know, are continuing. They've needed to have meetings for their conservation dates and such. So anybody that, I'll say this, any committee that needs a meeting can contact me, and I facilitate it on Zoom. Even Saturday, I facilitated it from home Saturday night, just before our karaoke show. So, they've been, it seems to be working fairly well.
Well, my question really had to do with things that require a public referendum. There were some grant applications that are waiting, at least that's my understanding.
My plan at this time is anything that was scheduled for that special town meeting that was canceled will be put on the annual town meeting. Hopefully, we'll be open enough to have it then.
Okay, so this is forcing us to basically adapt our schedule.
Yeah.
Okay, and the second question is, can we have an update on the status of the Safe Harbor project? Is this impacted by what's going on?
The Safe Harbor, the committee has not met, but we have been working, I've been working along with the environmental specialist and with our resident engineer, Oscar Emerson, and he has submitted the 2 permits necessary on the state level, the stormwater permit and the state EPA permit, and now he's working on the federal NEPA permit, which has been submitted, and we've gotten some feedback from the Murad team in Washington, and we're working on fulfilling the critique of that particular permit. Today, Heidi Layton that you know well, from Shellfish, she is the shellfish biologist. She had to come out for the state DEP and do a survey on the project location, and I spoke with her this morning, and everything looked like it went well. She didn't see any big problems with the habitats that were of the living creatures that would be in that site. So she's going to be writing up a report and submitting it to the DEP, and that will be given to our resident engineer, and he'll have to submit that to Washington. So other than the fact that we could not have a site visit due to the fact that Governor Mills has shut down the transient living, there's no motels for them to stay at, so they couldn't come. But the only thing in the way of us going to contract is the approval of the federal NEPA permit. And we're well on our way to getting that done. And we have all the way till I believe, September of 2021 to get that done before we go into contract, and then 5 years to complete it. So, we
Well,
are,
what-
we, you
but
know,
what-
I don't, pardon me, go ahead.
But if I understand correctly, we're basically on schedule, we're just doing it without having public meetings and stuff.
We absolutely are amazingly on schedule, where the
Good.
biggest hoop was to get the NEPA permit and all of the other permits done, and once that's done, she's even said, once we've corrected a few citations of what she said needs to be fixed, then it goes to the lawyers there in Washington, and then we start to work on a contract. So I think we're surprisingly in good shape. I'm very, cross my fingers, and everything's moving along in spite of the COVID-19.
Thank you.
So the one thing that I just wanted to, let you guys know about, if you haven't heard, is a program through unemployment for self-employed people that opens up May 1st.
You're absolutely right, I should have mentioned that. The Department of
Yeah.
Labor is at 8 o'clock Friday, self-employed gig workers, 1099
Yeah.
workers can all apply finally
Yeah.
under the CARES Act, which has been great that Maine's gotten it to figure out how to do that.
Right, and there's a list online of the things that you can, that make you eligible
Yes,
for it, that you have to
there is.
fit, so,
yeah,
I
I wish
just
I,
wanted to-
I actually have that. There's a list of 10, I should probably go get it. There is a list of 10 different predicaments that
Yeah.
people are in that they would qualify for, but it is online. And one of them
Yeah.
is a sole provider of a child who's out of school. I believe I read that. I was reading the list today. So
Mhm.
you may be eligible and not know it, so it would behoove you to, if you're watching, to go on the
Right,
website and
and-
see.
And they're not asking for verification of the income yet, but you will have to provide that later. So it's basically self-declaration of income, so,
Thank you
you
for that.
just
Thank
have to
you for
back
that,
it up
Debbie.
later.
I'm glad that you brought that up. Any other public comment? If you wanna.
I will say that
They can use
if anybody needs masks, the Lions Club, there's a few of us in the Lions Club that are making masks for the nurses and other people at risk. So, let me or someone else in the Lions Club know, and we'll get some masks for you guys.
Oh, that's great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Debbie.
I'll just announce that, just remind people that the town office is staffed and open by, we can help people over the phone, and when needed, they can come up to the window. It's like a drive up, Monday through Friday, 8 to 4, the same hours that we've always had. So just call ahead if you need anything, and we're more than willing to help you make it happen.
Right, and we forgot that Renee is working with the other municipalities in Washington County. They're gonna order plexiglass. It's gonna be installed at the counter, and we're working toward opening up in a safe environment, which we should have a lot more accomplished on this at the next meeting. So, in the new normal, as Rachel would say. Well, stay safe, everyone.
You too, Carol, and Renee, and everybody.
Miss you.
It's
Yes,
cocktail hour. Good
Motion
night.
to adjourn.
Yes, Dan, your favorite.
I'm in favor.
Sonia. Motion
I'm in
to,
favor.
Favor, good.
Sonia motion, 2 seconds.
all in favor?
Bye.
Bye.
Those opposed? Well, we'll see you in a few weeks.
Bye, Carol.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Sing my goodbyes to you now.